Over the last 5 or 6 years, China's made $500 billion. So somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it.
Where have they gone where they're defending these two people over the state of Israel? And I think any Jewish people that vote for a Democrat, I think it shows either a total lack of knowledge or great disloyalty. I never understood wind, I know Windmills very much. If you own a house within vision of some of these monsters, your house is worth 50% of the price. You want to see a bird graveyard? You just go. Take a look. A bird graveyard? Go under a windmill someday. No collusion, no obstruction. I hope they now go and take a look at the oranges of the investigation, the beginnings of that investigation. You look at the origin of the investigation. The Mueller report, I wish, covered the oranges, how it started.
The president of the United States versus 16-year-old climate activist Greta Thunberg, less than 14 hours after Thunberg became the youngest person ever named Times Person of the Year. President Trump, one of the 5 finalists for the annual honor, weighed in, tweeting, "So ridiculous. Greta must work on her anger management problem. Then go to a good old-fashioned movie with a friend. Chill, Greta, chill."
A tremendous amount of captured fighters, ISIS fighters. Would you like some nice ISIS fighters?
Look,
I can give them to you. You can take every one you want.
Let's be serious.
NBC News has just obtained a letter from Donald Trump to the president of Turkey that made us do a double take. So weird. We had to check with the White House to make sure it's real, and that was our delay. It is. Dear Mr. President, let's work out a good deal, ! You don't want to be responsible for slaughtering thousands of people, and I don't want to be responsible for destroying the Turkish economy, and I will. I've already given you a little sample with respect to Pastor Brunson. History will look upon you favorably if you get this done the right and humane way. It will look upon you forever as the devil if good things don't happen. Don't be a tough guy. Don't be a fool. ! I will call you later.
Well, Greenland, I don't know, it got released somehow. It's just something we talked about. Denmark essentially owns it. We're very good allies with Denmark. We protect Denmark like we protect large portions of the world. So the concept came up, and I said certainly strategically it's interesting, and we'd be interested, but we'll talk to them a little bit. It's not number one on the burner, I can tell you that.
Tweeting, "Go back and help fix the totally broken and crime-infested places from which they came." Mr. Trump added, "So interesting to see progressive Democrat congresswomen who originally came from countries whose governments are a complete and total catastrophe." The president has singled out one of the women, Miss Omar, before. She's from Somalia, the only one of the 4 congresswomen born outside the United States.
I'm looking at this Omar from Minnesota. She shouldn't even be in office.
Before Dorian arrived, the president said it could hit Alabama among the other projected states. He said it out loud, said it on Twitter. Problem was, it was never in the National Hurricane Center forecast. The president got peeved over all of this. He insisted Alabama was some of the early projections that he saw. And then we saw this. His hurricane update from the Oval Office today. The holder of the poster board is your acting Secretary of Homeland Security, Kevin McAleenan. Trump displayed the so-called cone of uncertainty forecast back from August 29th. And there, apparently drawn in Sharpie on the far left, a cone annex of sorts, a protuberance, an appendage added on to include Alabama.